Hey there everyone, Luke here. Now before I get into the review, I just want to say a couple of little things. First of all, if you haven't checked them out yet, go and check out the videos I did last week, last week with and obviously this week with Vex and Pyjams. We did various videos. Me and Pyjams did a video on Witch Watch, which we thought would take us only an hour, but no, we got a couple of hours of it. Really good chat, and it'll give me a bit of leeway into when I eventually do tackle that series after Mission Yozakura family, because where it is right now, it's like anyone's guess about where it's potentially going. But also as well, did a collab with Vex and another YouTuber on a couple of days ago. So go and check that out when you get the chance. Had a really good chat there. And yeah, now with this chapter, let's just dive right into it. Okay, so this will be chapter 213 titled Kazu and Ni, obviously referencing two of Asa's children. Now, in terms of how long this is actually going to be, this will probably be one of the shorter ones. Like, I know last week's was pretty short. This one I think will be on that same level, because there's only one particular moment in this chapter which, yeah, I'm just going to say it. Hiyofumi's blooming, it's coming, and I do have some things to say about it, because based on the evidence from the chapter, it's definitely changed my mind about what the blooming would be. I thought it would be like control, that would be the blooming, but no, I can see it going a totally different direction. So yeah, we have the recap, which again, these recaps, okay, we don't need these recaps. Whoever's doing them, stop it. Like, I know the author is doing them, but seriously, just stop these recaps. We don't need them. So yeah, we see Futsuma just running after Hiyofumi and Ni, because obviously Hiyofumi is trying to protect Ni, and Futsuma's like, no, you don't have to protect her. You don't have to protect her. She's an enemy. But Hiyofumi's like, no, I can't believe that. And obviously she's going after Koricho and Ni. So she's like, don't fight. But we see Koricho and Ni coming face to face as Koricho just slits his hair back. And it's like, I won't kill you yet, but you have my mother's heart right there, and I think you'll give those to me right now, because yeah, I don't want to hurt you. We're in an enclosed space, but at the same time, my mother's heart is right there. You've got a hold of it. I know exactly who wants this heart. So if you could be so kind as just to give it back here. And if you do that, and if you don't do that, then we're going to have to do this the hard way. And the hard way with Creature is just basically using his Steel Spider to extend them into the circular attack he does. But Ni is just like, yeah, I'm not going to back down from a fight right here. Like, if this guy's going to fight me, then I'm going to have to do everything in my power to do it. So they use their ability they use their explosion blooming to launch a load of like cat bombs at Koricho. But of course, this being Koricho, he's just there like, oh, bombs all around me. That's not something I have can't deal with. And he uses Steel Spider to just shred up the bombs that they explode. And Nia's just like, oh my god, I expected this to be a tough battle, but I never expected it to be this tough, that to the point that like so many of my bombs just get shredded in an instant. So continuing on, as Ni is just staring down Creature's attack, we see Kazu come in, and I don't know whether this is like part of his blooming ability, but you see him with this like flaming sword thing here, as it seems to be using it to like just slash away all the steel spider. And he congratulates Ni on a good job on their errand, which, by the way, this side note, just to okay, so yeah. No. I thought I thought the attack that he was using called rock, but no, he has a banner with literally just a rock on his head. Maybe that's a clue to his blooming there. Maybe it's something earth based. You don't know. But yeah, what's going on? Oh yeah. side note here, like, why wasn't there like 7 of Asa's kids to kind of be like a parallel between the 7 of them and the 7 Yosakuras? Hey, there might be 3 more kids coming, which don't do that. Like, I know, I know, Gondari, you like to just keep adding in characters, but seriously, don't do that. Like, we've got the 4 here plus Asa. I think that's more than enough, and I think Nee has like established herself enough to be like, no. She may be able to very much go toe to toe with some of these Yosakuras. So yeah, Kelsey goes on and says that pay close enough attention and you can handle them all. Giving up too quickly is a bad habit of yours, and yeah, that's a bad habit of everyone, because you see danger coming, it's just like, I'm gonna leg it out of here because I don't want to deal with these two. But no, Nee, if you pay close enough attention, then you can basically handle any situation that you're just going to do it calm, collective. But under intense pressure, that's pretty much getting thrown out of the window. But so yeah, we have Kazu, Nee, and Creature just staring each other down as Kazu's just debating like, why is it like time has frozen? And he goes on to say that, isn't this a nice rock mask? Mitsu made it. I put it on and stealthily watched over it. So okay, so the rock helmet mask thing can turn him invisible. Oh my god. Asa has Asa has stealth technology. That is terrifying, because you don't know who is watching. With that bit of information right there, you have no idea who is watching who at this point. So for all we know, Party Jasper could get Kai being a villain. You just never know. But this also leads to probably the funniest moment in the chapter, where we have Kazu and Nee having this little back and forth between each other about the rock and the stealth technology, and Nee just being like, I didn't know about that. Don't see why you need to put it all on. And then they're just like having their own little conversation. And you see Creature in the background. Creature is just standing here, just being like, I'm standing right here, and then they're just ignoring him, and he's just like, aren't they forgetting that I am still here? Before we get into his in a monologue by saying like, oh, okay, so just like this girl, this guy here is one of Asa's children, which means, hey, I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone and get them for myself, and then get Mum's heart, and then bugger out of here. But before he can do all of that, we see, I don't know so Hiyofumi had a little bit of a blooming energy, and just basically, so as Creature was just being here, like, now I can collect them all, like, you see a blast come through the roll, and Nia just there like, who's that? And you see Hiyofumi just being like, cat lady, I'm glad you're okay. But Nia's just like, oh my god, because one of my family members is here right now. There's no way I can sugarcoat what's gonna happen right now. They're gonna spill the beans of just I am not on their side, and yeah, I cannot get myself out of this one. But before we get to all of that, Hillfilm is just acting like a kid, just there. Oh, cat lady, okay, Uncle is coming after you. Run quickly right now before he gets to it. And then Koichi's just like Hillfilm, I'm kind of sitting down here. Oh, no, there you are, Uncle. Oh, great. Sorry, I stomped on you. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry here for me. Koichi does deserve this. He really, really does. Yeah, and this is made even more apparent when Koichi is just there after Hiyofumi says, I'm sorry to step to you, just being his absolute creepiest at this moment of being like, oh no, it's alright, because it's you that stepped on me. It wants me to have you step on me even harder. Like, no, Koichi, you do not say that. You do not say stuff like that. Yeah, and it's no wonder that Hiyofumi at that moment is just like, ew, I hate you, Uncle. But anyway, regardless of all of that, I have a favour to ask you. But this is where we get into the problematic. Well, I shouldn't say problematic. Like the issue of the shots is like. Nee has gotten to know Hiyofumi, and it's just like, yeah, I don't really want to kill them, but Kazu is not as sympathetic. He is just like, no, we have been ordered to kill these two on sight. She is there right now. I understand how you feel. So, yeah, even though I'm not sympathetic to this kid, I'm sympathetic to you. So I'm doing this so that you don't have to feel the pain of what is actually going to happen right now. And before Nee can actually say anything, you see for a split second, Kaosu just being like, he's there next to Nee, and then a second later, he's just literally pointing his like staff sword thing directly in Hiyofumi's eyesight, but before he could deliver the killing blow, Futaba is just like, right, phew, out of here, getting completely out of the direction of that attack. And she goes on and says, oh, finally you woke up from your little nap, Korichiro. And okay, I know I said right before, like the little conversation back and forth and just ignoring Korichiro was the first part. No, I think this is going to be even funnier, because I think this part right here is going to come back into play in some way in later portions of the series. So yeah, Korichiro's just saying like, oh, that's hardly like you, Futaba, to shake extra senior root here. And Futaba's just like, me, what about you? Enjoyed your little nap? And Korichiro's like, yeah, I kind of needed that. Getting rid of the extremely unprecedented memory took more time than I expected, but now I've completely succumbed it from the memory being that he had to imitate Taio just to get an attack out with Hiyofumi. But of course, Futaba just has that in her grasp right now, like, so in the future, I can bring that up whenever I feel like it. And Korichiro just is like, please don't, I don't want to go through that memory again. And you can imagine that Futaba at some point, whenever Korichiro is being even more creepy, and it's going to be me even more, okay, I'm going over a slight tangent, it's going to be completely awkward. You know this is going to be brought back up when we revisit like the fact that Mutsumi is a fangirl of her own husband, and the fact that her brother that she despises for being a fanboy of her had to imitate her husband. Like, you know that is going to be brought back up in some way, and of course Korichiro is going to find a way to blame it on Tai at some point. So yeah, I can see this definitely coming back into play in a comedic sense. But back to the more serious matters at hand. We have Nee trying to beg with Kazu being like, no, please. Don't do this. Like, before she can even finish a sentence, which will probably be boiled down to like, Hiyofumi, she's just a kid. Like, we can't do this to a literal child. Like, you know, heart, Kazu. Well, we know Asa has no heart. Like, Asa is just like inhuman at this point. Which now that I've said that, that's probably going to be the case with Asa. Like, he's totally inhuman. But Kazu is just like, no, we can't do that. Like, he's basically acting like a complete robot here. Like, no, we can't do that. We have to kill the twins. Dad's orders are absolute. Resistance is futile. And the fact that he mentions the twins right here, like, that gets Hiyofumi just getting a little bit because you see one panel of just her eyes just being like going through her mind, being like, kill the twins? Wait, that means me and Alpha. And you know that anybody who tries to kill Alpha is gonna feel the wrath of Hiyofumi and vice versa. Before Korichiro tries to get some understanding of you, like, wait a minute, I thought you wanted to capture us, so killing them wouldn't that seem a little bit odd? But Kazu doing his best to try and be like Kinru from Dr. Stone, be like, orders are orders, it's not our place to wonder why, the rules are the rules, resistance is futile, all that crap. Before he goes on and says, Hiyofumi Yozakura is right here. She gets eliminated first, after that, Alpha Yozakura, and yet, Hiyofumi is just in the background area. Alpha, they're gonna help. Like, you could just tell this is what she's thinking. Alpha, they're gonna harm Alpha. Cat lady, are you gonna harm Alpha? Like, you do not want to be on the bad side of Hiyofumi, especially when it comes to her brother. So continuing on, Koricho says that, you, unquestioning obedience, that's hardly a family dynamic. Yeah, no kidding, like, that's something I've got to believe Koricho on. Like, even though we love our families, like, to just go blindly following orders, like, kill a kid, it's like, no, I'm not going along. I'm not going along with that. Like, there's just some things that you just don't do in life. But Koricho's just like, but not Koricho. Futsuba's just like, not that we have any room to talk about healthy dynamics. Yeah, considering that Koricho's unhealthy obsession with his sister to the point that he would pretty much disregard a rule of no killing in the family if it meant he could kill Tayo. But even then, like I said, because Tayo is so much like Kai, it's probably crushing him inside. Like, I can't believe I am friends with Kai because he reminds me so much of Tayo, and that just breaks me inside. But as they're having this little back and forth between each other, they just like feel this aura around them, and this is like, you're feeling that, aren't you? Before they see Hiyofumi just being like, really, kill the turrets. Cat lady, please don't tell me. Is that true? Is that what you want to do? And at this point, you can see like just the guilt on. You can see like the emotions on Nee's face, just being like, no. Even though I sort of became friends with Hiyofumi, like, it's gonna pay me to say this, but I have to say, like, there's no way I can lie to her at this point, because if I lie and say that, Kazu is gonna mention this to Asa, and it'll be me for the chop. So even though she's doing the save her skin, like, yeah, she kind of doesn't have a choice at this point. At this point, it's either lie and be killed, or just tell the truth and still be killed based on what's going to happen here. So Nia just says it like, I'm sorry, Hiyofumi, there's just no way I can get around this. And you just see like the rage just building up inside of Hiyofumi right now. Like, then Alpha 2, you're gonna kill Alpha 2, and you just see like the exploding geyser of anger and outbursts, keep that word in mind, outbursts just erupting off of Hiyofumi, and Koricho and Futsuba are instantly recognized as probably Nii and Kazu are just getting an idea of like, okay, yeah, we know what's coming right now. And it's just like geysering just right at everyone in her sight right now, as Koricho is just like, yeah, I remember this. This is the first thing that happened when she first burst in the air. She was partly resonating with Futsuba's blooming. Now this display of malice towards Alpha pushed her over the edge. Like, he knows full well what this is, because he's experienced it firsthand. As Hiyofumi's eyes just start to glow, her hair starts to become pure white, and she's like, no, I won't let you near Alpha. I'll beat you all here and out. And her blooming starts to activate as you see like what seems to be coming from the swirls on her back, like just this mountain of energy that's just ready to strike, and that's where the chapter ends. So yeah, like I said, not really, quite a short chapter this week, just basically building up to the moment where Hiyofumi does get her blooming activated, which this is a very Kubo-like thing from Bleach. Like, you'll get an inkling in your head and Bleach like, okay, so something awesome is going to happen, but then you won't get to witness it until the next chapter, or even 2 chapters after that. Like, kind of the same thing here with Hiyofumi's Spirit. Like, we knew this was coming, but we've just had to wait, and it's just being built up. Kind of like what was happening in this chapter with the emotions being built until it's going to be released. Now, in terms of Hiyofumi's blooming, remember to keep that word in mind, outburst. That, I think, I initially said it will be controlled, but I think outburst would fit her absolutely perfectly, because when it comes to Alpha, she has violent tendency outbursts when people try to like it happened with Koricho, when she just finally outbursts the wave of guys and energy. It was much more in a subdued area, but what I think is going to happen is like the swirls in the back of her head, or in her hair, kind of might indicate her mood, like just the pure raw emotions of pure raw negative or fearful emotions that are just building up and up and up, and it will culminate in like it coming from her head that she can launch an attack at someone, like just a violent outburst attack. So that's why I'm saying outburst might be the name of the blooming, which will fit Hifumi perfectly, because like I said, when it comes to Alpha, she has violent tendency outbursts. So I feel like that's what the name of the blooming is going to be. And like I said, it might be a case of like it needs to charge up enough, kind of like Hyper Beam from Hyper Beam, Solar Beam, those kind of attacks from Pokemon, where it has to charge up, but then once it gets launched, it's quite devastating. And it'd probably be the same thing here. Like, it's been built up, and now that it's been so built up, it's gonna be like charging at Nii and Kazu, and it probably won't discriminate. Like, it'll probably harm Fruitspa and Karicho. Like, it might just be an all directional omino attack or whatever. So that's my theory on what the blooming will actually turn out to be. I admit I was wrong, and I'm man enough to admit that I was wrong in this situation. Like, yes, the blooming doesn't seem like it'll be a controlling ability, but more like an outburst ability. But that's my theory. Anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And I know I said this will be on the short end of reviews, but it's looking to be about average, more quite a little bit longer than that. I shouldn't say quite a little bit longer. I'd say just a tiny little bit longer, but roughly around the same area of last week's chapter. So yeah, not on the long end, but at the same time not insanely short. But anyway, guys, this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.